All right, let's talk harvest. Let's actually sit down for a minute and talk about one of the most interesting things that I've managed to do in Path of Exile in a couple of minutes, or a couple of days, or in a couple of leagues. I have managed to farm hundreds of thousands of LifeForce in a couple of hours. Like hundreds of thousands of LifeForce in a couple hours. I did not think this was possible. I have done harvest things in the past. I've experimented with harvest. I've used sextants for harvest. I've done infinite scarabs with harvest. But I've never actually sat down and truly farmed harvest or truly tried crop rotation or any of the fun things. And with 3.24 Necropolis League, harvest is something else. I was talking about it in chat, and my buddy Hado, my buddy Chronic Painless have gone up and beyond to explain harvest. They have literally spent tons of time walking me through harvest, explaining harvest, helping me understand harvest, and I'm today going to attempt to relay that information to you. Now, something that's really cool about harvest is harvest can be done very easily in tier 16 maps, and harvest can be done very easily in tier 17 maps. I have a buddy that hangs out in the live streams, a guy named POE, and he's got a really cool name in game. He's unkillable in game, and it's my buddy PoeHunger. And he does a lot of my strats in 17. So when he saw what I was doing and he had expressed that he did a lot of harvest, he started running this in 17s. So this strategy is really good in 16s and really good in 17s. And, you know, everything going forward and all the information that I'm about to give you, note that you can do it in 16s and you can do it in 17s. And he did a lot of testing in 17s, and 17s were really good. So the nature of the game of what we're going to be doing today is we are going to be running harvest, and we're going to be juicing our harvest in a couple of fun ways. The first thing that we're going to do is we are going to want to grab maps, and we either want tier 16s or 17, depending on what your build can do. And if we're running tier 17 maps, we're going to be rolling our maps, and we're going to be looking for maps that are very similar to this. We want maps that have insanely high pack size, but maps that are runnable. And if you're a fan of 17s, then you damn well know that you're going to be doing a lot of this, looking for maps that are high in pack size, and that's the key, is pack size, and running those. But if you're like me and you want to do something simple and easy, we're going to be running tier 16 maps. There's a couple ways that we can do this. The first way to running our tier 16 map is we can chisel our map, we can alch our map, and we can corrupt our map. Things that we're looking for, not Val Temple. Thanks for playing. We are looking for this to happen. We are looking for our maps to turn into 8 modded maps. The reason that we want 8 modded goes right back into what we were saying about 17s. We want our maps to have an insanely high pack size. The higher the pack size, the better. This map at 21% pack size is literally a delete. We don't want it. I have a bunch of maps right now on my character that are all insanely high pack size. This one's 48, this one's 39, this one's 39, this is 42, this is 41. And I wouldn't, after doing a lot of testing, run anything with harvest under like 37 pack size, 38 pack size. So I'm going to put that disclaimer out there first. So note, we're running extremely juiced maps, and this means that your character needs to be relatively strong enough to handle these juiced maps. You can do lesser maps, you will not have the same results. Your stuff will be very different. Our Atlas tree is pretty straightforward and standard. We are going to be taking stuff for the league mechanic because you want corpses, and some corpses are worth a ton of money. You might also want corpses. If you don't want corpses, everything from this point down and this point down and these points right here can be put into anything that your heart desires. Any league mechanic, anything that you want to do. The main gist of what we're doing today is we're going to be taking all of the harvest nodes and all of the map explicit modifier nodes. We want to juice our maps and have them have the most amount of modifiers that they can have on them. On top of that, we're going to be including as many Eater of the Worlds nodes as we can to give us as many opportunities for altars as we can, and we'll get into altars in a minute. But as far as harvest goes, the only nodes that we're not taking are the chance for Sacred Grove. We're going to be using a Scarab for Sacred Grove, and we're going to guarantee it without it, so we don't need those. We're going to be taking the chance for our crops to not wilt. This is 10% here. I wanted to take a quick second and just put a little note on the screen and use some B-roll audio. I originally misread the node on the screen and thought that the node was for a harvest chance on the map device and not for an additional plot. You absolutely need to take this node, so just ignore me removing the node and putting it back in. You do want increased quantity of LifeForce, and you do want this one for 10% chance to spawn an additional monster. These are really good, and you want the monsters to duplicate. You also want this one for 10% chance to duplicate harvest monsters in your map, and this one gives you more quality and life force. When we come over to here, we are going to be taking crop rotation. Crop rotation itself is a bit confusing, and we'll explain crop rotation inside the maps, and I'll show you guys how to do it and what's going on. But we're going to be blocking yellow, and it'll make sense why. We're going to be blocking a little bit of red, and we're going to be solely focusing blue. I know if you don't understand crop rotation, this is going to be really confusing, and it'll make more sense inside of the map. Otherwise, the atlas itself is pretty standard. When I run these maps now, you're going to be doing a couple of things. We're going to be using the Horn Scarab of Awakening. So we're going to imbue a crafting option on the map device. We are going to increase our magic pack size. We are going to double the amount of life force that is, or we're going to duplicate our life force. And we're going to have a 40% increase of pack size of influence monsters. The reason we have these is we want to increase the pack size as high as we can of the altar mods. And we're going to be running Eater of Worlds. It is very important to note we want to do Eater of Worlds because it has more quality and more quantity altars. We want quantity altars. We're also going to be doing Jungle Valley. You can either do Jungle Valley or Mausoleum, as we want to run a map that does not have a boss spawn in it, so all of the altars go towards what we want. And we're going to be doing Imbued Harvest. Yes, Imbued Harvest. We are doing this because harvests in your area have a 50% chance to not wilt, and this will make sense and why we don't want it to wilt. Harvest monsters in your area have a 50% chance to spawn an additional monster, so we can duplicate all the monsters, and we have a 50% chance for our stuff to not wilt. On top of this 50% chance for it to not wilt, we have an additional 10% chance here for it to not wilt, giving us a 60-40. In theory, to break it down as simple as possible, we have a 60-40 chance in our favor for a crop to not wilt. And yeah, that's that. So we're going to be opening our map. If you get all the good stuff on the lantern, do the lantern stuff. If you don't get good stuff on the lantern, don't worry about the lantern. When we run our map now, one of the things that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to run around the map, and you're going to want to, actually, I'm going to take these off so we don't blind anybody. You're going to want to make sure that you find all of the altars. This is really important. The altars on these maps are the reason why this strategy is so successful. Harvest in itself cannot be modified by anything other than pack size and by quantity on the map in itself. Meaning that when I look at the map mods here, the 235% quantity from this, and only this is the thing that affects the harvest. When I click this, this gets up to 253 and it goes higher. Chronic and Hado and some people will take other options like Grand Ichors. I think Grands are probably okay. Me personally, I take Quant and Rarity. The only thing that will deter me from taking Quant and Rarity as an altar option is if we have the opportunity for Divines. Otherwise, you want Quant and Rarity. Now, I know some people are going to say, oh, but the red altars have Quant and Rarity. And you're right, they do, but they don't have anywhere near as many. Now, when we run our map, one of the things that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to, like I said, you're going to want to run all around the map. You're going to want to make sure that you get all of the altars. It is really important to get all of the altars, as we want to get as many quantity altars as possible. Because we have all these pack size modifiers and because we have these Scarabs, we are going to have tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of opportunity for altars. When you click on the altars, make sure that they do not break your map and they do not break your character. I have 100% bricked my map and bricked my character by making sure I have chosen bad altars. I've also have heard talks that other league mechanics have the opportunity of reducing the amount of altars you see. So I would, you know, try not to pack your map full of league mechanics because you're like farming harvest and you want altars. I've had some people say that Ritual like eats altars. I've had some people say Delirium eats altars. I've had some people say X, Y, and Z eats altars. I don't know what fully eats altars. I'm sure there's some information somewhere out there, but I don't know all of it. All I know is what I can tell you based on what I've heard. Now, we don't have to do the boss in this map. We don't care about the boss. The only time that you care about the boss is when it's going to give you an invitation. You could tell that we've gotten all the altars because there's not more than 50 monsters remaining, and we know that we can come into the harvest. Harvest is going to be complicated, and I'm going to do my best to break it down. When we do this now, we are taking crop rotation. Crop rotation says harvest crops on your map contain only tier 1 plants. Harvesting crops on your map has a chance to upgrade the tier of plants to different colors. That means when I run around this harvest now, all of these are going to be tier 1 plants, and the goal is to upgrade the plant that we want to the highest of tier. So, in the current state of the game, as of recording, yellow is the most expensive crop by a large margin. So the goal is to use every other color here to juice up this yellow plot. So here's where it gets interesting. When you have doubles, it is a no-brainer. You start with a double. Blue and purple are relatively the same cost. Because we have more blue than we have purple, we can actually increase our profits this map by specifically targeting all of the blue crops first, clearing the blue crops, and attempting to raise the purple high to be worth our while. Now, since we have a 60-40 split, for these to not wilt, you always want to take with the doubles the higher tier one. If you lose the 60-40 like we have twice in a row, you'll see right away that the other ones will wilt and you won't get anything juicy out of them. And the goal is every time we click a non-yellow or non-purple plant is they will upgrade. You can see these have upgraded. These have upgraded. This is they've upgraded. It's visual. Go out and come back in. See, now it's 10. But you can actually see that the plot is upgrading. Sometimes the number thing doesn't go up. It's really weird. But we'll click this one. You see here, this one didn't wilt. We'll clear this really quick. And then we'll come back over here. We'll check these. This is upgraded. This is upgraded. This is upgraded. This is upgraded. And we're just going to go do another one. We go do this. We're going to open this because we're obviously going to die. We clear this. And we go look again. So, 1 and 3. This UI sometimes bugs out. And I've had people tell me that it bugs out and you're supposed to like go out and come back in and it updates. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Now here in this case, we still want to upgrade the yellow as much as possible. And what we're really hoping for is both of these don't wilt to upgrade our yellow. In the case of this double, because this is higher than this, we're going to click this. We're going to hope this doesn't wilt. This doesn't wilt. And we feel really, really, really good about ourselves. Beautiful. So to recap, if there's doubles of a color, you always start with doubles of the color before you go anywhere else. This is a really good map to demonstrate the very basics and very beginning of Harvest, as there's not a lot of complex decisions. We're going to finish this map really quick, and then we're going to jump into another one, and I'm going to hopefully have a little bit of a more complex decision that I can walk you guys through, and you'll be able to get a little bit more understanding of what's going on. So this doesn't sound, no, this one doesn't upgrade because they were the same color. But if we come over here, this one upgraded to a boss and this one is upgraded. We come over here, we do the same thing. We click this. We clear the harvest. We move out of the way because our build doesn't allow us to see anything on the floor. We make sure we don't accidentally die. We'll grab our LifeForce. Take a look at this. This one upgraded. This one upgraded. Now, because it's double yellow and yellow can't upgrade yellow, we would like to get both of these. We would hope this doesn't wilt. But because this one has a boss and more tier 3 seeds than this one, we're going to take this one. Hope that doesn't wilt. Unfortunately, it wilted. It's fine. We'll clear this one. We'll get our LifeForce. We'll be really happy. And then we'll go next. This boss is a little buggy. I've had a lot of people complain. I've also complained about this boss. Sometimes he doesn't phase. Sometimes he does phase. There are different tricks that people use to get this boss to phase. I have left the map, come back into the map. I've let him kill me to get him to phase. People leave the harvest, come back in the harvest. Sometimes he just is really weird and really awkward. So if you do notice that you get the yellow boss and he does do very strange, awkward, weird things, note, it happens to everybody, and I have yet to see anybody that has a really good idea of what to do to unbug him. So if you have really good ideas on how to unbug that boss, please, and you want to share some of your ideas down below in the comment section, that would be absolutely great. So we finish this map up. Now, we go to town, we take a look at our spoils. We've got 8,490 red, This is slightly under a divine. We've gotten 7,978. This is about 2 divines and then very little of blue. We're going to throw this into here and we're going to open another map really quickly. And we're just going to show you guys the harvest. It goes to say you should do the entire map. You should look for all of the altars and you should spend some time trying to find the altars. It is very important to get the altars. Let me stress that again. You 100% want to go through the map and just look around for altars. They are very, very, very important as you need them to juice up your harvest. If you don't get a lot of altars, you don't run 8 modded maps, you don't spend the time to pick the quantity ones, you will have bad harvest. Now note, harvest in itself is a very big variance strategy. You will get maps that will have 20, 30,000 life force. You will get maps that have close to 0 life force. Because of the nature of crop rotation, sometimes your maps are going to be really good and sometimes your maps are going to be really bad. If you're a person or a player that variance will drive them up a wall, and you have to play towards the gambling aspect of crops not wilting and the 60-40s, this is probably not the strategy for you. I will save you the hassle, I will save you the headache, and I will be fully real with you. But if you're somebody like me that understands variance, you're somebody like me that likes the idea of the 60-40 split, you like the idea that you can really like double and triple up your rewards, harvest in itself, if you put the time into it, is really good. And it has shocked me time and time again all day today while messing around with it. I didn't expect to like it. I didn't expect to enjoy it anywhere near as much as I enjoyed it. And I didn't expect to make as much money as I thought. So this is one of those variance moments where we come in and we only have 3 plots. Very, very, very unlucky. We still want to upgrade the yellow. The yellow is the name of the goal. And because we have double blue, this is a no-think situation. This is not yellow. This is double of the same color. We start on this right away. We clear this and we're really, really, really happy. Really simple. Now, when we come to plots like this that are yellow and color, you have to make a decision. Do you risk the yellow to upgrade it by taking the other color, or do you just take the yellow and walk away? In situations like this, there are no tier 3 seeds. I think only upgrading yellow one time and then taking yellow is absolutely terrible, and I would 100% of the time take the red here. We also take the red here because this is only 3. What you want to do and you need to do is you need to scout your harvest and check. This plot is 8. The plot up there is 3. This is a better plot than this one. This is the worst of the 2 yellow plots, so we're going to risk this one by clicking this and hope this doesn't wilt. Unfortunately, it wilts. We take it because the seed number is less than the other seed number. You really care about the number of tier 2 seeds, and you really care about the number of tier 3 seeds when making that kind of decision. Coming over here, we see that we have 2 tier 3 seeds, 13 tier 2 seeds, and while this is okay, this is pretty nice. Me personally, I would click this and try to attempt to upgrade this with the no wilt factor. I tell you guys, if you're in it for the money, you should play it safe and take this. I don't think this is worth taking. I will click this. I will risk this not wilting. 13 and 2. We got lucky. I'm a big fan of the 60-40s, man. 60-40 seems pretty good, and you're more than likely... Boom, there you go. You're more than likely for it to upgrade. If you lose, you lose. You go next. It's just the nature of the game. It's fine. You will make more money in the long run by learning how to do this strategy and doing it efficiently and effectively and taking the gambles when the gambles are favorable to take. And just like that, we leave the map. We get, you know, unfortunately, a bad amount of life force. And this is the variance that I'm talking about. Sometimes you just get a bad amount of life force. And we're going to do it one more time. We're going to go into the map. And just for time's sake and, you know, not dragging this video out for 452 minutes, as soon as I see the harvest, I'm going to go into the harvest. I'll take a look around for altars because I don't want to fully throw. But if I see the harvest, I'm going to go right into it just to save you guys the time. That's not an altar. Where are the altars? Variance. There's an altar. Did we get anything? Nope. Yeah, see, sometimes you just don't get altars either. Man, variance at its finest. Now, you know, somebody's gonna be like, oh my God, he didn't get altars. I could re-record this. I could just have perfect information the entire time and just kind of like cheat you guys out of the reality of what things is, but we're just gonna roll. We're just gonna roll. Still a bunch of mobs left. There's probably altars somewhere. All right, let's go into the harvest. Let's save some time. So this one, once again, 4 plots, purple, purple, yellow, purple, yellow, purple, yellow, and blue, blue. Double color, non-yellow, no choice, click it and go. Really easy. You just 100% don't think it's non-yellow. You just click it, absolutely, and you go. Nope, sorry. Same thing here. You just click it, and you go. We're gonna do the exact same thing here. This is 1, this is 6. Look at this. This is 6, this is 8. This is 1, this is 1. So this is 6 and 6, 6 and 6. This is 6 and 8. This is the worst of the plots. We risk this one. This one upgrades. Okay. Now we come here. This is 12. This is 1. This is 1. And so this is 1 and 11. This is 12. Oh, I just clicked the wrong one. Oh, look, look, look. See, look, the UI updated. Look, the UI updated. This is why you go out and go in. This is 100% why you go out and you go in. Because look, that UI just updated. Absolutely insane. See, you have to go out and come back in and double check. So there you go. That updated. And this is 6 now. Look at that. That's crazy. So now we're left with an interesting situation. This is 6 and 9. This is 3 and 12. And this is 12 and 2. So this 12 can be upgraded. And this 12 can be upgraded. You can take yellow, 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 walk away, be thrilled, be happy, and be okay. In this situation, because you have the opportunity of upgrading 3 yellows or at minimum 2 yellows, I'm still going to take this and 60-40 hit, and you are out of your mind thrilled. There you go. There you have it. LifeForce all around. Absolutely perfect. We're going to just grab this now. We're going to take this. We're going to go here and grab all this. There you go. By the way, if you guys like this filter, I'll include a link to it down below in the description. You guys can just use this filter if you want. 62-42 on yellow already. I don't remember if we actually dumped all the LifeForce out from the last map or not. So let me not say 62-42. And we come over here and we grab this last one. And just like that, harvest. If you get lost and you get confused, feel free to ask questions down below. If you don't understand and I'm live, you are more than welcome to come ask questions in the live stream. The Discord is also insanely active, and I encourage you guys to use it and ask a bunch of questions about harvest. I'm going to leave you with one final note about harvest and in terms of profit. If I use Awaken PoE trade, I see right away that harvest is about 3,800 to a divine. Because I have such a large stock of 100, 250, almost 300,000, I'm not going to go by these numbers. These numbers in themselves are not an accurate representation of how much currency and how much juice you have, simply due to the fact that if you start looking at the amount of quantity that a lot of these people have, they have nowhere near the stock that I have. So what I like to do is, because I know I have at least 250,000 in stock, I will put a stock count of 250,000, and I'll come take a look at what large stocks of quantity of harvest juice is. And you see right away our 3,800 to a divine instantly becomes about 3,000 to a divine, 3,200 to a divine. So if you farm a large stock of LifeForce, you will make more money than what Awakened PoE trade tells you, because it doesn't count in for the fact that you have such a large abundance of LifeForce, and this goes for all 3 colors. So keep that in mind before you trade away your LifeForce, that if you spend a couple of hours like me, this is about 5 hours worth of LifeForce grinding. It's about 100 divs in LifeForce. You too will make a good amount of LifeForce. Depending on how fast and how slow you go and how much you dilly-dally, harvest can be 10 divs an hour to 25 divs an hour. It also comes down to variance of like the plots, the crops, how much you gamble, how much you don't gamble, how much you want to keep the LifeForce and re-roll your cards in the slot machine device thing. But that's Harvest in a nutshell, and I hope you guys learned something. If you have questions or comments or concerns, or you're confused or you don't know, leave a comment down below. I will do my best to get those answered and help you. Please, by all means, come stop by the Discord and ask some questions, or the live stream. I'll be live all weekend and I'll be trying out different things. If you have a cool farming strategy you would like me to try it, please don't hesitate to let me know. I will look into it and hopefully get some information out to you guys. But for now, friends, I'm going to get this video out to you guys, and I'll see you all in the next one.